Coming up this morning, National Democratic Congress lashes out at Imani Ghana for describing its manifesto promises as vague and unquantifiable. Also coming up, confusion rocks Ikuadonko's Ghana Freedom Party as national organizer fights new flag bearer over whether to contest the December polls or not. We've got details of all these stories coming up shortly. Please don't go away. I am El-Nurein. Abaz. Thank you for choosing GHOne News. Now, the National Democratic Congress has lashed out at Imani Ghana for describing its policies, particularly the 24-hour economy, as an unquantifiable political promise. It follows concerns expressed by Imani that many of the promises in the manifestos of major political parties such as the NDC and the NPP are vague and lack clarity. Reacting to this on News Tonight, Deputy General Secretary of the NDC, Mustafa Agbande, dismissed these findings and described them as an academic view.
First of all, I think that it represents an academic view, and I'm not too surprised because the season calls for lashing out on politicians because some politicians have not really demonstrated credibility and the importance of honesty and integrity, if you want to call it. But I do think that when you attack a policy like 24-hour economy and you expect mathematical quantification of it prior to implementation, I think that Imani Ghana would have jumped the gun. Because 24-hour economy is a policy framework. Imani, Africa and its officers, they go to Dubai, they go to London, they go to US, they go to Turkey, and they see 24-hour economy there. You don't need mathematics to do it. It's a deliberate government framework to say that by constitution which says government services must be extended and accessible to all people, let us extend our services into the night, so that you can have health care in the night, so that you can have your passport process in the night, so that you can do marketing in the night, thereby government creating an enabling environment for banking sector to work in the night. What about this does Imani Ghana not understand? When you say that policies are vague, I do say that policies are tied. The denominator of manifestos lies on credibility and integrity. Clearly, the NDC once gave the people of Ghana a certain manifesto. We have laid a solid foundation that is visible, that is tangible by all Ghanaians. That is credibility and that is integrity.
Away from that, the Ghana Freedom Party is in a state of confusion as two groups seem to be fighting over whether to contest the 2024 elections, which is just a little over a month away or not. While the running mate Philip Apia Kubi has gone ahead to file fresh nominations to become the flag bearer of the party's organizer, Richard Botry, has written to the Electoral Commission to inform them of the decision to withdraw from the December polls. Now, presidential candidate of the largest opposition, National Democratic Congress, John Dramani Mahama, has sharply responded to his main opposition, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia's promise to create jobs for youth, calling it hollow, given the government's recent track record on unemployment. Speaking during a mini rally in Kwame Krum in the Biakuya constituency during his Oti region tour, the former president pointed to the plight of former Nation Builders Corps trainees who are still owed months of unpaid allowances as a sign of government's failure to fulfill its commitment to young people of Ghana.
The Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, during a recent engagement, emphasized his commitment to creating opportunities for young Ghanaians through education and skills training policies aimed to generate 4 million jobs if elected in the December polls. However, the Nation Builders Corps (NABCO) has cast doubt on his job creation credibility, pointing to unpaid allowances and job losses after the program's collapse.
We question Dr. Bawumia's credibility on this. And again, Namo that could not have it. You can't give what you don't have. NABCO was initiated under the auspices and direct tutelage of the Vice President, which is Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. You couldn't manage just 100,000 graduates. And this time you are coming out with sugary promises, humongous promises that you create 6 billion. So we question his credibility on that.
On the first day of his campaign tour of the OT region, former President John Dramani Mahama urged Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to first settle NABCO trainees and paid allowances, saying his credibility is at stake.
NABCO allowances 700 cedis. 700 cedis a month. And no po botomo kono aka untimi ntwa na pese o ka kire Ghana mabunu se meba mebanya adwuma amamo en na da nkwa enti be de na me ka kire no obi a oba kire for monka nonte se opese e hu se no kre se obeba bepe adwuma mabuna na kofo na omusu no a bosomo kono he
also criticized President Akufo-Addo and Dr. Bawumia for skipping the Pentecostal and Charismatic Church's Peace Campaign initiative, questioning their commitment to peaceful and transparent elections in the December polls.
Northern region, and now I was saying mayor rally or Karaga Coastal and Charismatic Council and the chief imam office. Every say Yamra side you made the meeting. Mija, Mijuma, and Namian was saying, and I'm a bank cry. We could do what? President Amma, Vice President Amma, Monson Amoshe Bambo for so.
While in Dambai in the Karachi East constituency, Mahama pledged to build a modern regional hospital and other essential infrastructure to improve the living standards in the region.
The OT Regional Hospital no yebesi Senebeya Nipa Eyare na Eyarea Polyclinic they health center intimation so no ya di nipa nbe ba ha efidie ni nyina ubehu oho ubehu onkran ubehu obebia san fidie ni be wo ha a doctor for be wo ha na eye niwo pa eye ferie se Dambai yete sansuo kese ho a yenya nsupa no nana ne okan no ne kwan so a small town water system.
Meanwhile, the former president later extended his Mahama for Change campaign tour to the Karachi West constituency, where he continued to outline his vision and policies aimed to bring change to reset Ghana. Reporting for GHOne News, Abdulhanan Adam, Dambai.
Now, flag bearer of the governing New Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has pledged to set up a tomato factory in Akomadan in the Ofinsu North constituency of the Ashanti region. According to him, the factory will help process tomatoes, which is grown on a large scale in the area. He also promised to set up an agric mechanization center in the area to support farmers in the area. He was speaking at a community connect as part of his campaign in the Ofinsu North constituency.
Ye duduwari nyina ya ikuyafo enti ekuyafo ye ya Ghana be ye enti nyame adoma efidia ye de ama every district say ye mfanye kwan no medi efidia ye beboa ikuyafo ye de be hihye district agric mechanization centers ama every district efidia ye de beboa ikuyafo ebeboa ye minimsa ebeboa ikuyafo Said a Fred Kayano, a dear me pesami yaso, a boy for a offensive north, a yabeye tomato factory, a mammo, tomato factory, a mammo in offensive north for her. Choboy, Ishisha Tosumiansa, Yamiadum, Meba, and ne Ghana, ye light bill no akosoro. Light bill no akosoro. The entire akosoro ne saying, ye crack oil and gas, edi ye electricity. Ye the fear manonea, oho, ne buo soro, eba, na electricity buono so akosoro. Me pesa Ghana, ye fan shisha fufro, yemfa kwine fufro, yemfa oil and gas no, yemfa tuncheng, and go for solar power, solar power, solar power.
Meanwhile, the Omani Hene of Akomadan, Nana Boache Kriamwa Boatin II, has urged Ghanaians to cherish NPP flag bearer Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. According to him, the NPP's leader's love for humanity and his knowledge of governance issues makes him the ideal candidate for the presidency.
Dear me hunu be mai ho daba ko ni siogume mi sun mi hu se Dr. Bawumia Upper West region mami hia ni bi no shani mantia baby me doctor yi Dr. Bawumia vice president akwa identify woman also be si diamond a kama kuma a home me say this is a leader and kaho wo dina wo da sabe song wonne emrewa ene emrantia sebe Womu yare kwata ene koshia etun sadidie enipa be na ti sei Ghana nipa ti sa ye ho na ene no nko we nimdifo o enisu adi hunu sa na me hunu or do and what ma.
Now let's go to Parliament because the Speaker, retired Honourable Alban Sumana Kingsford Badbin, is expected to break his silence on the seeming impasse between the legislature and the judiciary. This media engagement will, among others, address recent developments within Parliament and broader issues concerning the democratic development in the country. GHOne news sources say the Speaker's address will also touch on the recent Supreme Court, which stayed his order declaring some 4 seats vacant, as well as his motion challenging that order, which was thrown out. Now, with 32 days to the December polls, who wins your vote? According to a latest poll by the Global Info Analytics, many Ghanaians are still undecided on who they will vote for. Is this the reality on the ground? GHOne News' Mary Appiah has been engaging a cross-section of the public. Let's find out.
We have 32 days until the December 7th elections. However, according to Global Info Analytics, 12 out of every 100 Ghanaian is still unsure of who they want to vote for. We hit the streets to find out if you were sure of who you want to vote for come December 7th.
For me, I go for John Dramani Mahama because I saw what he did in 4 years. So when I compare that one to these 8 years, I see that it's far better than the 8 years. So he deserves to be given another chance. Then he will come and we will see what he has for us.
I'll be voting for John Dramani Mahama for the NDC, and then for the parliamentary candidate, I'll vote for Eslo-Usu, because I've lived in Dansoma for a long time, and recently I moved around. I noticed that Eslo-Usu has done a marvelous job. I don't vote based on political lines. I vote on what I see.
I'm going to vote, but it's all in my mind. Even though the system is difficult now, we have to vote wisely. And I urge the youth to vote wisely and not take gifts from the political parties because they need money. But they should just do the right thing, because it's you that's going to suffer the 4 years. So we should all plan of a peaceful elections.
If you look at some years ago, how we're buying petrol and how we're buying things, food items at the market, and now, so that is why we are going to use for this election vote. We will look at things, how things are going, then we used to vote. So you look at your pocket before you vote.
This is where we draw the curtain on this morning's edition of GH Today News. There's more news when you log on to starfm.com.gh. I am El-Nurein Abaz. Many thanks to you for choosing GH Today News.
GHOne OV van has been one of the best vans I've used personally in this country. It runs a system where we are able to run on Dante to be able to do our broadcast mixed well also from this van.
I've used this OB van for quite a number of big productions, i.e. 3 music awards, the late President Rollis' state funeral, Emmys Africa Awards, and a number of them.
My experience with the GHOne van has been the state of the art equipment they have. Personal experience is you can use it for both indoor and outdoor, all events, conferencing, like anything you need a van to work for you, GHOne provides it.
My experience with the van has been very good. Why? Because it has a number of facilities that I may not get in other vans. You know, the van has a very wide bench that can accommodate all my technical crew. ICCU, switcher, graphics, CG, and all of that. And then it also has a studio, a green room studio that comes with TriCaster. So if you want somebody to do commentary on a live event, you can put that presenter who's in that studio as well and get that running.
To give an experience to our audience, we're also watching on TVs and online. Work with an Exo technology system, which makes your video mixing with Panasonic cameras, like a lot of other stuff in terms of content you need to get also for your live broadcasts.
I prefer the GHOne van to a lot of other vans I've used, or even doing my own setup on a tabletop setup. Because on a production you see a number of people in the van. And so if you have a very small van, it means that it's going to be choked, and that will affect the creativity as well. The price has been discounted as well to accommodate varied budgets. And so no matter the budget you have, I understand you can have the truck and do business with it.
It looks huge, but very affordable. Cost is really, really affordable. My experience with this EMI Awards last year, super excellent. Try it, call them, and I'm going to give you the best of price. Really affordable.